Today I have the Akaso V50 Elite. It's up to 4K 60 FPS. All right, so let's go ahead and pull everything out. I have been using this now for almost a month. It's been almost a month since I initially recorded the unboxing part of the video. So I will show you everything that's in the box, and then I'll jump in and I'll show you like some of the settings and everything in the camera, and then I'll show you some of the footage. So we do get a waterproof case housing. Now, with the waterproof case housing, you're not really going to get any audio. It will muffle every bit of it. So do keep that in mind if you want to take it underwater or you just want to use it while you're adventuring around water. You're not really going to get any sound whatsoever with it. And it does come with several different mount options that gets included. We also have a waterproof backing, so you can always put that on and still have your touchscreen. You got your battery charger with 2 batteries that come with it, and I opted to buy 2 extra batteries since the batteries last about 30 minutes each. So it does come with a wrist strapped remote control, so you can control it. Let's say you're going to use it as a helmet camera, or you're just going to have it mounted somewhere where it's not easily accessible to press the buttons quite as easily. You could just use the buttons right on the controller. It also comes with a bike mount, so you can mount this on your handlebars, or if you got a small enough bar like on a motorcycle, moped, whatever it might be, you can mount it on that. Or if you just want to mount it to like a pole of some sort. And then here we have some various mount pieces that you can use with different types of mounting options. And then what I would recommend is to get like an accessory kit. I ended up going with the newer 50-piece set, which had about everything that I needed. We also get a spare battery for the remote as well. And then this package, we have a couple other mount options. So these have some 3M stickies on the bottom, and you could use these on like a tripod. And then here we have 2 batteries that come included. They're 1050 milliamp hours each, so they are very small. And like I mentioned earlier, you get roughly 30 minutes each one. It's going to kind of depend on the resolutions that you use, the FPS and all that stuff. But at least with 4K, I've been averaging about 30 minutes each. And then we got our little 2 chamber charger here. And we got a couple extra straps there. We got that other waterproof housing, or that you can put on the housing itself. And then we have our waterproof housing here. And it is pretty tight. We got the camera inside. Kind of gives you a getting started and everything. The camera is pretty easy to pull out and put back in. It is a very tiny camera, as these are. And I also discovered on my trip that the housing got cracked, so I wasn't able to get any underwater footage. I am a bit disappointed in that because it's in perfect condition as of this video. And when I got there to use it, I was on the water in a boat and everything, and I saw the crack and decided I was not going to take the chance. So it is good for up to about 130 feet, they claim. And so here's the camera, and then I'm going to kind of skip forward. That way I can kind of show you all the settings and everything after I've learned how to use everything. My camera is not a huge fan of the bright white screen that's on the Akaso, so I'm trying to do my best here to get you the image. So we have a lot of different stuff. We got the encoders, image stabilization, we got fast motion, wind noise reduction, the angles, drive modes. The drive mode, you can use that as like a dash cam. As for the video resolution, we have up to the 4K 60 FPS. You will lose the image stabilization at that point though. If you go with the 30 FPS, then you'll have it. You don't get it in the 2K either. So it's only with 30 FPS and lower. So if we switch it over to that one, we got image stabilization. I'm going to go back to the 4K 30 FPS. And let's see, we go to the camera. And you can take some actually pretty decent photos with it. Photo resolution, it says up to 20. And you can go as low as 5. I'm not sure why you would use the 5, but you have that option. ISO, you can use auto or you can change it yourself. You can do time lapse, you can do time lapse narrations, night lapse, burst photo. You can, I mean, there's quite a few settings you could do in here. You could also do raw pictures. So if you are a photographer, that's an option for you. You got some scenes that you can do. You can do night, portrait, all that. Then if we go to more settings, you got some more stuff. So you got sounds, you got Bluetooth. The Bluetooth will allow you to use the remote. You got distortion, special effects. You got driving mode, so if you want to use that for the dash cam. Date stamps, all that stuff. Auto power off, also with dash cam. Power frequencies, you got exposures, you got format your card there. If we go back here, so we got Bluetooth. I have the Bluetooth on, and then I'll go ahead and grab the little remote, which you'll just press the power button and hold it down for a couple seconds. And you just let it go ahead and finish connecting. Now it shows it's connected, so we got our image. If we press the record button on there, you're automatically going to start recording. But like I said, if you were using this like on a helmet, it would make it a little easier. Same with the pictures, you just press the photo button and it will take photos for you. Now, the other thing with this is there is an app, and you can set it up with the Wi-Fi mode on the camera. I'll show you the app here. All right, so if you use the power button in the front and you press it a couple different times, you go to this screen. Then if you click on the Wi-Fi, that's going to boot up the Wi-Fi from the camera. You're going to want to connect to this Wi-Fi SSID and use that password on the screen. You're going to get the Akaso V50 app, and you're going to be using that. For a few moments, it's going to get connected. It's going to say connected without the internet and everything. Go ahead and press connect here. And at this point, you will be connected to the camera. Anything that the camera sees, you're going to see on your phone itself. So you could always use this as your selfie camera. You could kind of use it for, like, if you want to put it on a tripod, you want to be able to see where it's pointed, what it's showing. You can control it right here. You can also see photos and pictures and videos, everything that you've already done. You can do video, you can do pictures and everything from here. You can just switch over the modes, take the picture, it will take it. That's a nice little feature. Go back to the video and we'll be able to press record, and then it will actually do recording of the video. You can also change the resolution and everything right here from the app. So my first test, I have it plugged in. I have it in drive mode. When you turn your key and it gets the power from the cigarette lighter, it will automatically turn on and start acting as a dash cam. Now, a fair warning, if it's in 4K, it does get awfully warm if you have it running in that dash for a while. Then I'll give you a quick example of using it as a dash cam. Picture quality is excellent, and the image stabilization is really good too. You can see that the car's kind of wobbling there a little bit on that bouncy road, but the image stayed pretty stable there, so pretty decent. I also took it camping with me recently. Here's a example of the image stabilization off. As you can see, it's definitely very jerky in my shaky hand. So the image stabilization does do a pretty decent job. So we're out here at Elk Lake. Beautiful lake. Water's nice and clear. You could also use this as a webcam, which is also kind of cool. So it's kind of a multi-camera in one. You'll see the Akaso listed here. You'll want to use like your Streamlabs, or if you're using Zoom, whatever it might be, this would be a way that you could use it for that and have some better quality compared to like a webcam on your laptop or whatever it might be that you're using for work. All right, yeah, so we can use this as a webcam. Looks like the quality is pretty good. My Streamlabs is set for 1080p. My monitor does not have 4K capability, so I cannot do it, at least to demonstrate right now. But overall, it looks like the image quality is pretty decent. So what are my thoughts after using this for about a month almost? I mean, it's got its pros, it's got its cons. Pros, the image quality is excellent. It does have a lot of features that the more expensive cameras do have. It definitely does have some cons though. One con would be that it doesn't allow image stabilization to 60 FPS. Another con would be that there is no out or like external way of setting up a microphone. So if you'd like to use a different microphone, that is not an option. Maybe they can do a firmware update, because there is a Bluetooth capability for the remote. Maybe they can implement something in an upgrade for like a Bluetooth microphone. I don't know if that's capable or if it's possible, but an idea. Another con is that this one does not have waterproof housing unless you use the waterproof case. Since my case busted on my trip, I wasn't able to do any underwater. So if you're wanting a camera that has like the housing itself that's waterproof, you're going to want the GoPro or even a DJI Osmo. But other than that, this is an excellent camera. I am happy with it. It takes excellent video, and I've been having a lot of fun with it for the past month.